All right, Ryan Penny, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it. It was good seeing you. Yes, it was good seeing you the other night. I appreciate you saying yes right away.
Yeah, for sure. No, I've been watching a bunch of them and they've been looking good, and a little bit of everything. And
I know I might mix it up. Like, it's been a lot of hockey. I might mix it up with other athletics, but for the most part, this province is just packed with hockey talent.
Yeah, always. Yeah,
it's just like.
Yeah,
I just thought there was a market there, like, to talk to these guys. There's so much talent, and it's probably never going to stop. What's that academy? Newbridge Academy. Have you heard of that place?
Yeah.
Like the places, the players, that they're pumping out of there is.
Yeah, incredible. And the new facilities they have, I haven't seen them, but who was I talking to the other day that said it's unbelievable. Just like the turf, they got a turf there, and
they got a turf.
They got a couple. I think it's baseball and golf is taking off or something like that. So
it's more than just hockey.
Yeah, it's more than just hockey, and they're doing really well. So.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, when I was talking to Luke yesterday, he came out of there and he had nothing but good things to say about it.
Yeah.
So anyways, thanks again for coming on. I appreciate it.
No worries.
So like how I like to do these is start like when you're a younger player to where you are now. How old are you now? 23?
Yeah.
24 years?
Yeah, I turned 24 in September.
September?
Yeah.
Is that considered a good hockey birthday?
You know what? I missed the deadline probably like by 5 or 6 days.
So you got a bad day.
I'm like a late. I could be in the other draft, but it ended up just being.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it all works out, I guess.
So when you played Subways your first year, was that your first year out of Bantam? You like went right into Dartmouth Subways?
Yeah. So the year before I played Subways, I went to Rothsay Netherwood in St. John. It was like a prep school.
Okay. How'd you like that experience?
It was good. It's kind of weird. Like 14 years old, left home. I remember like the first time my mom dropped me off. It was funny. Like there was this old dorm. My roommate was from Russia. He wasn't getting in. This was at the beginning of the year. He wasn't getting in till like 12 o'clock that night. His flight was getting in. So like, first time away from home, like my parents just said, figure it out. He shows up. We had school the next day. He shows up like 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
Storms in. Like guys' parents are loaded. Oil or something in Russia.
Can you say his name?
Canada.
Did he ever turn out to be anything?
Dennis something. I forget his last name. Something.
Yeah.
But great guy. First guy I met there, and it was crazy. I love different world.
I love how your parents, they just figure it out, because there's so many parents out there. They're just like that hover their kids.
Yeah.
How old? 14? You said you were?
So I guess I was turning 15 right then. So but yeah, it was like really weird. It was weird, but it was good to, it's helped me. Growing up, you got to grow up real quick.
Well, I was gonna say, you must have matured at a young age. I would have cried. 14 years old, leaving home.
Yeah. That's 1 year. Like I, started drinking there. Like it was like everything that I had my first beer. It was, met some great people.
Yeah.
And we played high school hockey there because I kind of decided to kind of leave Bedford, which was where I was playing my minor year.
Yeah.
Went there. They had they went to the States like 5-6 times. In like different tournaments to different prep schools in the States. So went down there, and it was a good school too. So like education was good and
cool.
And then came back the following year to play major midget.
At the Subways?
Yeah.
Who was coaching the Subways at the time?
It was Brad Crosley's last year.
Oh, I bet that guy has some good stories about like Crosby.
Yeah. He was a great coach.
Was he?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he still skates with those guys in the summer. He stays in contact.
I think he's the assistant coach with Dal. I don't know if he is anymore, but he definitely runs the skates in the summer with all the pro guys.
Yeah, that guy must, because he was there when Sid was there in Dartmouth.
Yeah.
You ever see that what is it? It's like, I think Global did a bit on Crosby when he played for the Subways. You ever see that video?
Yeah.
And then Crosley came up and he was just like, whenever Crosby's on the ice, he creates something.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that when I was like when it came out on the actual news, and I was just like, there's no way that this guy's that good. And the fact that Crosley got to see all that's incredible.
Yeah.
How's he as a coach, like, towards you? He developed you well?
Yeah. Really good coach. Definitely learned a lot that year. Just improved. Obviously I don't think we did as well as we wanted to, but we had a really good team.
Do you like playing at the Sportsplex? Because I played at the Sportsplex too. What are your thoughts there?
No, it's been it's been 8 years since I played major midget hockey, but
we'll move on soon, I swear.
No, but it's just like, it's crazy how that, it feels like yesterday, but I liked it. I didn't mind it. It was it was funny, like the year before when I was in Rossay, they had this old barn.
Yeah.
They had a trailer that was attached to the building, to the rink, like legit trailer where our dressing room was in.
Yeah.
So it was nuts. It was crazy. It was like, I remember it was snowing and you would have to go from the trailer to the rink, and it was like, it wasn't that far of a walk, but like we were full of snow going on for warm up. It was crazy.
Oh, you had to leave. There was no tunnel.
Outside. It was like out the train, like the door, and then you had like probably 100 feet before you get into the rink. So
100 feet.
Yeah. So it was like snows. If it's snowing, like you're literally full of snow walking into the rink. So it was definitely a huge treat to play in the Sportsplex at that time, when it was like, we had a great rink, or a great room, and
that's hilarious.
We didn't get a ton of fans, but it was definitely a step up.
So when you say a trailer, do you mean like a mobile,
like legit mobile trailer that the women's team, the varsity women's team, was on one side, like they had like one section of the trailer, and then the men's team was on the other side of the trailer, and it was like, it was crazy. It was nuts.
Did anyone ever like rob the trailer? Like, trailers, I'm pretty sure, are ezy to break into.
Yeah, luckily not, because it was on campus, but it was crazy.
That's hilarious. So yeah, I guess the Sportsplex is pretty good then. I guess you don't find that.
Yeah.
There's some schools down in the States that, like, I've seen pictures of, and like the rinks are outside. Who was it that used to play down? Someone played in like Minnesota, and the rinks were like how the Forum has windows at the top?
Yeah.
Well, like the rink was like almost all windows. So there'd be like an afternoon game, and they didn't even have to turn the lights on, because I would hate that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of rinks, when you played in Moncton, the seats were like teal.
Yeah.
Like how you must have seen the puck so well.
Yeah. It was dark in there, but like,
it was dark.
I felt like it was really dark, but it was I liked it. It was, and they packed it. They had like, I felt like for the town, it was like such a smaller rink.
Yeah.
Because they actually just built a new one that's probably got like 3,000 or 4,000 more seats.
Moncton did?
Yeah. Like,
is it built?
I think they're going into this year.
Oh.
So it'll be their first year, and it's right downtown, just beautiful.
So that must have been like their like thing for the Memorial Cup. They're like bid.
Their bid, yeah. But teal seats, it was good. I think they're gonna shut it down or do something with it. But
talk about a historic rink, man. Yeah. There's been some players that have played in there.
Yeah.
When I was talking to Hardy about playing with the Mooseheads, he said that the organization always kept in touch with them, and they're always good for things after their career. Was Moncton like that? Like, if you ever want to get back in touch with them, is it easy to do so?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if the players have like school benefits or anything to do with that, they're really good for. They when I was in Moncton, they were they treat it really well. Like, it's like a first class organization. I
was gonna say
like, we would have a team dinner at the start of the season, and there's just a duffel bag with a bunch of gitch in it, and polos.
Actually, can you explain what gitch is? Someone was listening to the podcast and someone said gitch, and they don't know what gitch is. I know what it is, but do you want to explain it?
Gitch, I guess the former word for gitch is like your under, so what you would wear like underneath your gear when you're playing hockey. So like, if you wear pants with thin socks and you know, a dry fit shirt or whatever.
Like Under Armour.
Yeah. So, but you know, it was funny because we weren't allowed to wear anything not Moncton at the rink. So like we would get a winter coat, we would get a hat, we would get baseball hats. Yeah. And if we wore like, which makes sense, they spent so much money giving us all this stuff, so they want us to wear it. But like, you know, we going to the rink, we couldn't wear like a Boston Red Sox hat or anything like that. They just wanted to be Moncton and like show the brand. And it's funny because like I think my dad wears half the stuff now. It's just like I have so much Moncton stuff. It's just, you know,
well, Jesus,
in a closet somewhere.
Their owner, man, what's his name?
Robert Irving.
Jesus, money for days. Yeah, all these privately owned teams in junior are living so much better than community owned. Yeah. Didn't you guys get like a brand new? Well, you didn't get a new. You do have a new bus in Moncton, or you did? Wasn't it just like $2 million? Like it was a sleeper bus, and everyone slept comfortably or something.
When did that come in?
I heard a rumor about it.
I know they were renting a bus for a couple of years, and then Mr. Irving bought a bus, and then
Mr. Irving had a boy.
Yeah. And then I think they gutted it a bit, put some took some seats out to make a little bit more leg room and stuff like that. But
I remember in a preseason game when I was with the Mooseheads, it was 2010 or 9, I think, and I'm pretty sure that's the year that you guys got the bus, because we were playing Moncton, and the pregame like pump up was just like fucking Moncton and their new bus rolling into Halifax, thinking they're the shit. We're gonna come in, and
so I came in.
They were using the bus.
So
maybe it was 2009, maybe.
So yeah, it's probably only like 1 or 2 years old when I came in. So it was It was nice.
I remember that. It was hilarious. Nice. They were using the bus to get the boys pumped up. Yeah. So you liked your time in Moncton then? Obviously,
loved it.
I hear nothing but good things.
Yeah, billets were great. Yeah, they had a boy and a girl that were close to my age, and you know, I had some really good buddies that lived around me, and
and you're not too far from home.
Yeah, not too far from home. I think my parents came to almost every home game.
How far is that drive? 2 hours?
Yeah,
that's not bad at all.
Yeah, so my parents are in Fall River, so it's on that side of Halifax, so it's an easy track.
When you got drafted there, you must have been just like, you probably was like in the back of your head, like hopefully it's the Mooseheads, but like if it's Moncton, that's fine. You know what I mean?
Like obviously I had no clue, like 15 years old getting drafted, and I was lucky that Moncton won the year before, so they were kind of in a little bit of a rebuild. You know, they didn't have many like top picks, and you know, there was room to make the team, so I was lucky enough to go to a pretty good spot and have a pretty good opportunity to make the team at 16. So, which helped me out, and because I was expecting to go back to midget and play another year. Absolutely. I remember talking to Brad Crosley like before I left, and I was like, I'll see you soon. Yeah. And you know, a week later I'm staying there. So
what do they like about you? What did Moncton say they liked about you that they wanted to keep you at 16?
So I remember Danny Flynn invited a bunch of the prospects up for like 3 days before, the local guys, to like just play like 3-on-3 for a couple days and kind of like get our feet wet, and with some of the old veteran guys that were in town at the time. And I don't know how I did it, but I was scoring goals like left, right, and center. And before the camp started, I felt like I already made an impression, which was really good. And
what a good feeling!
Yeah, and like it was it's 3-on-3, and obviously it wasn't even tryouts. This is like 2 or 3 days before, so I was lucky enough to make an impression there, and kind of helped me, I guess, going into the main camp.
That's awesome. Which is good. So how are you scoring these goals? Are you like deflecting off?
I was like, I don't even know. Like it was like it's almost like I had a horseshoe in my ass. Like,
I was gonna say like
goals were going in left, right, and center, and
that's awesome.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know, what I did all summer, or like But I was like, this is easy. You know what I mean? And I'm playing with like at the time it was like 19, 20-year-olds. So. But it was fun. It was good.
I was gonna say, man, you must have been at like 16. Like, don't lie, there must have been some nerves. Like you're going in there like, oh Jesus, man, I'm playing with like men here. Yeah. And then you go and you say you're scoring goals. Like that's probably like so much confidence going into camp.
Yeah.
Like knowing that you already put an impression on.
And at the time, you know, like young guys growing up in Halifax, you watch the Mooseheads and you think like that's the NHL. You know what I mean? Like when you're young and you know, the NHL is there, but like the Mooses is where you want to be.
Yeah.
So for me, when I was, you know, obviously, I was thinking of going back to the subways and, you know, playing another year and maybe going college route or maybe going to prep school in the States and kind of go from there. But I was like, you know, like I was in awe of, you know, like the way they treated the things that, you know, the things that I got, the things that, you know, the sticks, the schooling package to, you know, like you hear all these guys coming out of there and going to the NHL, and I was like, literally thought that this was my NHL. So, when the decision came down that he's like, do you want to play here? I was like, yeah, it was awesome. So
who did you call your dad first?
My dad was actually there, so it was good. And then called my agent and
bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Off goes your junior career.
Exactly. So it was a week later, I'm in my first game, which was
so yeah. Let's talk about the adjustment from like camp to the actual league.
Yeah.
The actual game speed. Did you find you were a little bit behind at first, or did you feel comfortable?
Yeah. So
because preseason games are so important.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah. You know, I definitely didn't think I was there right away. You know, obviously, like it was definitely, especially my first year, was just a development year and trying to get better. And you know, I wasn't playing that much. I was in and out of the lineup sometimes, and but like it was cool that first game where you're like, and Moncton's one of the more like, you know, heavy attendance in the league, and I think we had like probably, you know, 6,000 fans, 7,000 fans their first game, and it was packed. It was, and because this is right after they went to the Mem Cup, so the year before was when they won the President's Cup.
Oh yeah.
So it was like the following was huge. So it kind of, you know, overlapped into the next year, and so like that first game was unreal. It was pretty cool.
Did you play with Andrew Roski?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, Roski was there my first year.
Okay, we definitely played against each other preseason. Did you play at the Fourplex in Moncton for a preseason game that first year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played against you then.
Yeah.
I don't remember it, but I remember seeing Andrew there. Okay, so you have an incredible, you know, you establish yourself from a 16-year-old to like essentially a vet in Moncton. Like, you know what you're, not a vet, but you know what you're doing in the league.
Yeah.
You go to Rouyn, you become the captain. Talk about the trade there. Were you a little bit nervous? Do you know French? Do you know how to speak French?
A little bit. Like, I understand it, and then obviously, you know, going there helped me a lot to learn French too. But yeah, so like 19 in Moncton.
You know the league in the back of your hand.
Yeah, you know, like literally, I was the one guy that's been like. I think if I played my overage year there, I was going to be most games played as a Moncton Wildcat. I think like
that must have.
So that, and I was hearing it like we were going into the deadline, and all these older guys were like, there's rumors that we were going to get traded, and you know they were going to go younger. They were thinking of, you know, bringing in some assets, and you know, I was thinking like, you know, I'd love to go to Halifax. It'd be great. Like I'm kind of at the point now where I'm like, I'm going to get traded. And
does your agent have some wiggle room there? Like, is your agent like talking to teams that you want to go to? Like, do you go to your agent and be like, listen, I kind of want to go there?
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, it's the teams that decide, right? Like, So, had a meeting with Moncton, and they called me in. I think it was like New Year's Eve, or like the game before. Yeah, New Year's.
Oh, really?
And they're like, so Ryan, we're gonna trade you. And at the time, I had a little bit of say what I was going to go. I had to basically like sign off on a trade. So I told them, I was like, so like, what's my options? I want to go to Halifax.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, Halifax Moncton's a huge rivalry. So they were kind of, I think this was the year So this would have been my 19-year-old year. So I think like Ehlers and Rouyn were still
there,
still in Halifax, and they were still pretty good.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to go there. But they didn't want anything to do with it because I think they still had to play Halifax like 4 or 5 more times the rest of the year. So they were like, basically, I would try to get me like far as away as possible. So that's
rough.
So they were going to work some things, and then they said, Rouyn is a team that, you know, wants you a lot. They're, I guess, paying the most for you, and we think it's a really good option for you. So I'm like, what? Like I'm thinking like Moncton, close to home, to 24 hours away from home. So I had a couple days to think about it. We talked it over, and I said, well, like at the end of the day, it could be a good thing for me. And I was like, I might as well do it. So went home for a couple of days, thought it over, accepted it, packed my stuff up. And then I had a flight to Montreal to meet the team after the New Year's break in Shawinigan. So I get there, like I literally have like 6 bags with me, like my hockey bag, like team picks me up, I'm meeting a whole new group of guys. I was lucky, like one of my best buddies, Liam O'Brien, was on the team. So
was he? Okay.
So he was, you know, a big advocate for me to go there. And you know, that was a big, you know, thing for me too. It'd be like cool to play with him. So it was good. So I once I decided I was going there, I was like, let's build it together. Like let's try to live together. And you know, I was like worried, like I don't want to get this, you know, super French family and have no clue what's going on. Yeah. So he's like, yeah, you know, like he was telling me stories about their billet. It's the family that we lived with. It was Johnny Landry, who's like, him and his wife are QBP.
Wait, who's Johnny Landry?
So that's his name.
Okay.
So he's a police officer that went like undercover and shit, and like his girlfriend's a cop too. So I get there, I get through, and we're off the bus. We played one game in Shawinigan. We're going up. It's about 7-hour drives. It's absolutely a blizzard out. I'm like, this is nuts. So we were getting there.
Do you still have your 6 bags with you?
Oh yeah, like I got every bag. We get in at like 4:30 in the morning. I'm meeting this guy. This like, if anyone's heard me talk about him, this guy's an absolute nutcase. Like he's got stories about like, you know, like you just like different, you know, drug things where he's going undercover and with, you know, street clothes.
Johnny Landry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, he's a 45-year-old guy. He's, you know, dating a 30-year-old girl and loves life. Yeah. Not married. Yeah. Has no kids. So I meet this guy. This guy's got tats everywhere. He's got tats like all over his chest, all over his back. Yeah. Like unbelievable guy. Like, you know, he's a guy that's going to be at my wedding. It's just wow. He's helped me a lot.
Yeah.
But you know, get through, and it was minus 51 degrees Celsius.
You had a jacket?
I literally bought a parka the day before I went there because I was like, this is insane, like how cold it is up there. Like it's literally 7 hours north of Montreal. So
and you're just there in a classic French blizzard.
So I get there 4:30 in the morning. He picks me up, gives me an absolute big hug. We go home.
That hug means a lot.
Yeah,
you
know
what I mean?
Like you get, like it was
just like you're miserable.
I was like, okay, like I feel like this is where it's going. So, first meal is 4:30 in the morning. He's like, he asked us if we were hungry. He's got deer meat that he had in the fridge from like a couple of days when he went hunting, like deer meat. I was like, he's like, have you ever had deer? I was like, no. Like 4:30 in the morning, I don't really want deer right now, but like. I'm not going to say no. I'm just going to take it. So it was actually amazing. Have you ever had deer?
No. Did he like season the meat, or was it just like deer meat? Like
it was just deer meat.
Legit
deer meat. And it was unreal.
Wait, so is this guy Liam's billet too?
So we lived together.
Yeah.
He had one room up top, and I had the other room on the other side.
Oh, so that's perfect.
So it was perfect. It was. So I lived with him for half a year. You know, we had a great year. It was awesome. the next summer at the draft, we have like 4 or 5 overage guys for 3 spots in Rouyn. So me and Liam, hopefully we get those spots, and we get to the draft in Sherbrooke. Actually Rouyn asked if we would go up and just be like a ambassador or whatever.
Oh, at the draft.
So we're on the way to the draft, and Liam gets a call that he's been traded. You kind of felt like something was going to happen just because we had 5, and
how many are you allowed again?
3. So like you could tell that they were going to probably try to move 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So first thing for me, I was like, shit, like I gotta, so I'm going to Rouyn now by myself. You know what I mean? Like I felt like, it'd be cool to do this again and kind of end our junior careers together, but it didn't work out. And, but I had a lot of fun and, stayed with the Billets by myself. So he kind of moved, he was there first. I moved in, we spent half a year, and then he moved out. So, spent my 20-year-old year there, and it was a lot of fun.
Man, that sounds like the story you just told just started so like down to like amazing really quick with your best friend, but at the start you're in a blizzard in the middle of Quebec with no clothes and no parka, and then you meet this guy Johnny Landry. He gives you a hug and feeds you deer meat.
So he actually came to Halifax a couple years ago too.
Did he?
He loved it.
I love that name, Johnny Landry.
So he actually just retired, spent 25 years as a QBP, started up as like I said, undercover, and then was like a sergeant or whatever for a couple years, and now he wants to be a rock star, like legit rock star. So
he doesn't, man. Everyone wants to be a rock star.
So he's got a band in Rouyn.
What's the name of the band?
Faceless Orphans.
Woo, Faceless Orphans. Plug that. Faceless Orphans.
Like he thinks he's like Metallica or something. Like it's like adult alternative music or whatever like that. But like if he's watching this, like it's kind of good to see that other side of him, you know what I mean? And he thinks he's gonna make millions of dollars, and he wants us to go on tour with him, and
is he ever coming to Halifax to play? I'll go if he comes.
Hopefully, maybe like we might as well try to get him here. It'd be hilarious.
Maybe he can do a show for us on the camera or something. We'll
get him on the podcast.
Get him on the podcast.
It'd be great.
How's his English? Good?
Oh yeah, perfect English.
Perfect.
But yeah, it'd be hilarious. So it'd be cool to. We watched the YouTube videos of his like music videos and
he's on YouTube?
Songs. Yeah,
I wonder if it would be appropriate to look it up right now.
So it'd be cool. It'd be cool to kind of see him in concert. Me and Liam are talking about like maybe going to like just show up at one of his concerts and.
I'll look
say,
it up.
Hey,
later.
What's up? And
that'd be awesome.
Front row and hammer drunk or something. You know what I mean? Just screaming at him.
Whenever guys come on the podcast, they always have like someone in their life that's just like kind of like that, just like a guy that they just absolutely love that helped them along the way. Especially in hockey, it's weird. Even if it's a billet, if it's a coach, if it's a stick boy, someone always has someone that always helps them along the way. It's an odd thing since I've been doing this podcast that like I've noticed a trend of guys, of the players.
Yeah.
They just have that one person that's always helped them. It's cool.
Yeah, no, it's we keep in touch, and it's funny to go back to Gitch. He always wants like at least one T-shirt from every team I've played for. So like this week I got to send him like a bunch of different apparel stuff and
a bunch of Gitch.
Yeah, a bunch of Gitch.
We gotta get him a high button T-shirt.
Yeah, he would love that. He just loves anything that has like a slogan or.
So he'll listen to this.
Oh, 100%.
Love it.
Yeah. So that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did Liam get traded to when?
Sherbrooke.
I knew that.
Yeah.
And then how did they announce to you that you're going to be the captain? Was it a team vote, or was the coach just like, you're the captain?
So Liam was the captain before. So our 19-year-old year, when I came in, he was the captain.
Yeah.
So when they traded, they needed to fill that spot, and lucky enough that I got it. And
2 Nova Scotians back to back.
Yeah, which is really weird because there was only 2 of us on the team. So there was only a couple of English-speaking guys, so which was cool too. A different dilemma, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just dealing with a bunch of French guys, but it was good.
Hey man, I don't know if I could do it. Good for you. That's a tough thing. To be able to lead a room and have a language barrier. Yeah. I guess you just must have led on the ice. Like, as much as you can lead in the room, you must have to lead by example.
Which is good about the Q is like everyone understands English, and English is such a universal language that you know, in hockey, and the coach was learning it, and everyone was kind of...
Oh, the coach?
Yeah.
Oh, too, yeah.
Because he spoke, like, he was really French, because he came from university in Quebec, so he didn't speak a lot of English right off the get-go.
I heard that's a rule in the Q, is that, like, every coach needs to speak English. Yeah. And, like, even in the dressing room, it's just English.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's true.
Yeah.
Did you play with Timo Meyer when he was there?
No, that was my first year pro.
First year pro, so that was the year before. Okay.
Or sorry, I played the year before. He came in the year after I left.
Yeah, after you left. So so let's move to that transition then. So you go from junior to pro. Where do you go your first year pro? Is it to...
So yeah, I went to...
I can't pronounce it, man.
Binghamton.
Binghamton.
Yeah. So yeah, like I was gonna go to school and thought that I wanted to keep playing hockey and try that the pro game, and I was lucky enough to sign an American League deal with Ottawa, attend their camp, and
how was the camp?
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was my first NHL camp, and
about like I want to know about like because you know how you say in junior they give you everything, you're treated so well. Is there a difference from being treated like in junior to the NHL? Because when I was talking to Luke yesterday, he said it was like a different world of like the things of how they treat you.
Yeah.
Could you go into detail maybe a little bit?
Like that was like the first you know, like look at, you know, how hockey is such a business, you know what I mean? And you know, just it's all about the players and whatever they need, and you know, treat them as much as you can, and help them out, and you know, Ottawa definitely ran it like a you know, it was a first class business and a company, and you know, it was cool. Like it was just cool to be around some of those players, and be in the room with, you know, Erik Karlsson and those guys that you know, you watched on TV, and now you get to you know, pick their brain and you know, practice with them and that kind of thing. So I spent a month there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. That's incredible. You know, it was in a hotel for about a month, and then they kind of released a bunch of the AHL guys down to Binghamton. And so it was a 4-hour drive. I had my car packed, so like literally a jam car, drove down to Binghamton for the year, and started off there. We had like another training camp with a couple exhibition games against Rochester.
Okay.
And then their team picked, and we had some meetings after to release some guys to go down to the coast. So I had a meeting with the GM, and we were talking, and he's like, we're going to send you down to the coast just at the beginning of the year just to play some games and get some ice time under your belt. It was funny. It was a weird story. It was like, so their coasting was in Evansville, Indiana, so 12 hours. I had to pack up my stuff again.
Fly or drive?
I was driving because they were like, I was like, so should I fly? And they're like, no, take your car, and if you come back, like, we'll get your car back here. Probably I want to say 10 minutes after that meeting, I get another call from the GM. He goes, someone got hurt in Ottawa in training camp, so he's like, you're going to start the season here. So I was like, great.
So wait, sorry, how far are you on the drive so far?
No, this is, I was going to do the drive the next day.
Oh, so you're still there. Okay.
So this is 20 minutes after that meeting. He called me. He's like, you're going to start the year here.
You're pumped.
So I was like, okay, like whirlwind again, kind of trying to get around that. But, you know, spent about a month there. They had a couple injuries, and then played a couple games, and then they sent me down just to play a little bit more, and played 10 games down in Evansville. So it was a cool experience too. I've never been to the Midwest, and you know, it's a whole different you know, lifestyle and what they think of hockey. And
what do they think of hockey?
It's, it's all about fighting. Like they just love big hits, love the excitement of the game. Like they're not as knowledgeable where I was as obviously some of the other cities, but it was cool to get another perspective on.
That's cool.
Another place. Yeah. So really cool. There was a road trip we did. We went to Alaska. So we had a 3-hour bus ride to St. Louis from Evansville, Indiana, got on a flight to Minnesota to the Red Eye to Anchorage. So we had 3 games there. So really cool to be there. It was like I remember the first day we had a day off, just kind of try to get our bodies set. And
the time change.
I think it was like, Midwest. I think it was like 3 hours from there, and Evansville's 2 hours from home. So it's 5 hours from here, like the time difference. So it was first day we had just a travel day. I remember like 4 of us took a cab into the mountains because we're not going to rent a car, but yeah. So we each paid like $30, went in for like an hour into the mountains and just saw like unbelievable views, saw like moose, deer, a bunch of animals. It was cool.
You should have taken some picture of the deer for Johnny.
Exactly. He would love it.
That's crazy.
Should have brought it home.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
The places hockey can bring you is just like
unbelievable.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and that's one of the best parts about hockey.
Absolutely. 100%.
The people you meet and the places I've been, it's incredible.
And you get to make money along the way.
Yeah.
Like there's something that you're just learning. The knowledge that you're gaining when you're traveling, playing, learning is just can't get it anywhere else.
So we played there Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Then we had a flight home Monday.
Yeah.
So Sunday we went out because we were flying home the next day. So we went out. Everyone's banged up. It's just like home. Yeah. It's like a whole 11 hours on Monday.
Yeah. You're feeling like a rock star. Like you got a flight in the morning. You're going out.
Yeah. I feel good. Yeah. But you're just bagged. So I get back to Evansville 11 hours later. And then literally we're getting in the dressing room and I got called back up. So, so I was on 2 flights in 3 hours. I probably slept like 2 hours right now. I got to go home, pack my stuff, and I got to be at the airport at 6 the next day. I'm still thinking it's like, 3 hours behind. So I didn't sleep that much that night. And then, flew to Detroit to Binghamton, and I had to play the next day. So excuse me. I was, it was crazy. It was just like, my body's everywhere. Time difference. It's like literally 4-hour difference.
And they made you play.
And, I played. So, and that's a little bit about what pro hockey is about.
I was going to say, that's great insight.
How there's a lot of days where, you're flown into different places, or you're getting called up, getting sent down, but you just got to kind of go out there and play and not worry about it. So definitely that was a cool experience though, just to kind of go through that and deal with that. But it was it was a whirlwind. It was crazy.
Like when you describe this, it seems like there's a whole other mental aspect that goes into professional hockey. Like when I was talking to Tyler Noseworthy, when he came on, he went all the way to Australia, and he was talking about the opportunities that he had because he traveled, and you're just talking about too the time difference and things like this. But in order to make the best of your opportunities, you have to put your body through so much in order to get to that next level. Yeah. And that's just something that people that are listening that didn't really make that jump into professional hockey probably have no idea what it takes.
And I love that part. I loved, the biggest thing for me when I, made the switch from junior hockey to pro was you're living on your own. No one's really no one's their coaches aren't looking over your shoulder.
You're a man.
It's basically do you go out on the road? Yeah, you go out on the road, but you just got to show up every day and perform and do your best. And they don't really care about anything else but the results, right? And winning and if you win and you're having fun and things are going well, everything's great. And if you're not, then someone's getting fired, someone's losing their job, you're not getting the contract you want. Things are different, but it's definitely it was definitely a fun transition. Like,
do you have any like stories from like close calls about on the road, like going out and maybe just like not making practice the next day, or like pretending to get hurt and warm up during a game even though you're hungover or anything like that?
So probably way too many.
Just don't drop any names. Go ahead.
So me and my roommate, we clinched playoffs 2 years ago, and we're in Norfolk, Virginia. So I don't know if you ever heard of Topgolf. Have you ever heard of Topgolf? It's like a driving range bar area, like in the States, where you can, like it's basically like there's a driving range in front of you, and then there's a table behind. You can sit and have dinner.
Oh, they got one of those TV here. Patrons, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah. But on a bigger scale.
Okay.
There's like 2 or 3 levels. It's
in the States. It's bigger.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're there, and there's probably 7 of us, and we were going to go for an hour. Ended up being, we probably spent 5 or 6 hours at this golfing range. Like, there's lights go on at night. So like, we're in Norfolk, so it's warm. So we've had a couple, and we're coming home back to the hotel. We're Ubering back to the hotel, and our assistant coach is standing in the lobby
waiting.
Yeah, he's just like, he kind of has a sense like something's gonna happen. Like, we clinched playoffs already. These games really don't matter for seeding wise. So so it was just funny. Me and my roommate kind of just put on a good face, and like, we both smiled. Like, it was good because he played pro hockey for a couple of years, so he gets it. Which is a big thing. But he knew, and we knew that he knew, and it was funny. The next day, me and my roommate were line mates. So and there's this other guy that was with us, and he started the 3 of us the next day. And I think we might have scored that game, like first couple shifts or something like that.
Did he play you for like 30 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, and like it was good because we won and things were great, but it was just funny how like the starting lineup was us 3, and so you kind of knew that he knew then, and it was funny.
That's hilarious. I love stories like that. I wanted to, can we talk about this hit? Can you I'll bring it up on the screen and you can describe it to me, the one that I was talking about before?
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay. I don't know where you're
it said Ryan Penny, and then it said the team. Here, give me a sec here.
Through the screen.
Is this you?
I have no clue. Oh man.
Is that a different Ryan Penny?
It might be. I don't think it's me.
That's the hardest hit of the year. That was center right and clean as you can be. Wow.
You'd remember a hit.
Yeah, if that was me, I'd definitely remember it.
Is this you? Oh wait, no, that's.
No, those. Yeah. That's a fight, so I'm probably not in that.
You're not. Okay, I was watching these like all day, thinking it was you.
Really?
I gotta slow down. Anyways, that hit was massive. I thought it was you. Okay, I'm embarrassed now. I can't edit it out. Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Jesus, man. That's it's a good podcast when you don't even look at like the bullet points and you're just going through. And the fact we haven't even really talked about much that I wanted to, but the fact that you're a good storyteller makes it better. So I want to talk about another sport that you would have played other than hockey, if you have one. I love talking to 2-sport athletes. So if there's another sport, maybe.
I play golf like just in the summer. Like, would I play professionally? Golf would be great. Because you get to pick great weather,
great
money. It's not hard on your body. You get to pick the tournaments you get to go you play in. So like if you're not feeling like it this weekend, you're not playing. So
there's a tournament every weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So that'd be a fun sport to play.
Yeah, well said. I wouldn't have thought. A lot of people don't pick golf. A lot of people pick like baseball or basketball.
Baseball, obviously for the money.
That's what I would pick.
Be great,
baseball.
And like if you can hit a home run, you're gonna make a lot of money. So
yeah,
that'd be cool.
And I think it's just the most like calm sport.
I don't like how they like play 160 something games. Every year,
that's a lot, man.
I mean, like that's.
I bet these guys.
I was watching the other day. I think the Blue Jays play like. Or the next like 21 days, they have like 22 games or something like that. They play one doubleheader game, and
really,
they play every day for like 3 weeks. So I'm like,
I don't know how you have like a wife and kid,
right?
Like yours.
I heard some of them like come on the road too, like
the wife and kid.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah. I heard like sometimes the road trips, like they'll bring the families or whatever.
Jesus,
because you got to think like they're probably on the road sometimes for 8 or 9 days, maybe.
Yeah, I guess so.
That'd be a cool sport.
When you're going up to Toronto, do you ever go to Jays games up there?
Yeah. I actually this year I've been to a Phillies game in Philadelphia, Red Sox game.
Oh, in Boston?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, which is really cool. Just I guess in Reading we play right outside Philly, so
yeah, I was gonna say, how long is that drive?
It's like 45 minutes.
That's not bad. What are the people like there? There's obviously like a huge misconception about people from Philadelphia, especially with them. Do you see like the videos of them winning the Super Bowl, but like
crazy
greasing the poles?
So I got a story. So 2 years ago we had a 21-day road trip in.
That's a thing.
21 days. It's camp. It shouldn't be a thing, but
that's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. So we were busing from Reading to Philly. We got a flight from Philly to Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
We played 3 games there. Went to South Dakota. Played 2 games there. And in between all these is like 3 or 4 days between these different cities. So then we went to Cincinnati after that. Played a game, and then went to West Virginia, played 2 games, and then came home. So it was 21 days. The day before we were leaving, it was Monday night. We were going to Monday Night Football, Eagles versus Packers.
Nice. So
first NFL game I've ever been to. So we stopped at a mall on the way, bought a Wentz jersey. I was like, no, this is sick. I'm just gonna be jumping on the bandwagon now. And,
yeah.
So there was 5. It was one of the guys' birthdays on the team, and so we all got tickets. He lives in Philly and commutes. He's from Philly, so he makes the commute to Reading every day. So he had an apartment down there, so we were just gonna stay at the apartment, go to the airport in the morning. Our flight was like 6 o'clock, so it was bad. It was so we went to the game, and we have this little Swede on our team. We call him the Swedish meatball.
Love it.
So he's from Stockholm. So we had one more ticket left. Guy's an absolute character. So we said, like, come to the game.
Does he know anything about football?
Nothing. Has no clue about football. Anything about football.
Sounds like a waste of a ticket,
right? But like he's like guy that like you look at him and you laugh. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we Ubered. Probably like $160 Uber from Reading to the game. Got there just in time. Yeah. Went to buy a jersey. Bought this like Cunningham jersey for the Eagles, like quarterback that played like 30 years ago, and he was okay, but he was calling him the Hall of Famer all night, and this guy wasn't a Hall of Famer, but he bought one of those like Eagles hats, so he's all decked out. First game, first NFL game. Yeah. So anyway, we went out after. We got the flight in the morning, so we stayed over. He didn't have any of his stuff for this 21-day road trip, so he had to Uber back to Reading. So he Ubered back $160 back to Reading. Showed up at the bus. So the bus was leaving Reading at 3:30 a.m. He gets on the bus with a backpack, his suit, and his passport in hand, and that's it. And he's going on a 21-day road trip.
What the fuck? So he just bought clothes along the way.
And he's so he's so drunk right now. Like he's so drunk. It was so funny. So we fly into Colorado, and the first thing he does is he walks to an Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
And buys a duffel bag and 3 pairs of clothes, like just 3 outfits, and it was just hilarious. Still hungover.
3 a.m. the bus left.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he probably got back to Reading probably at like 2:30, just in time to get this backpack, his passport, put on a suit, and jump on the bus.
Swedes. That's the thing. You don't hear many stories about Swedes. It's like Russians or. That's pretty much it. Just like Russians.
Yeah.
Like from Europe at least.
You'll never play with a bad Swede. Like I've never met a bad Swede.
Like you mean like personality wise?
Yeah, just like people. Team guy. Like
what was Carlson like when did you like talk to him at all?
Yeah, I talked to him once.
Yeah. Good guy.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Yeah,
it's probably interesting when you get in those rooms. It's like, oh, they're just people.
Yeah,
like they're on TV every day, but they're just people.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was cool to be around him, and
definitely. I bet you're just like a sponge.
Yeah,
learning everything.
Yeah, exactly. Were you actually at that training camp where MacArthur got hit? No, I was there the year before.
That was a rough hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks about that whole incident. I don't even think he's back yet. Or he didn't play last year, 2 years ago.
He probably won't play again. Maybe, I'm not sure, but hopefully he does. But it's he's got a couple concussions, so
So yeah, are you able to talk about this year coming up? Like you're free agent right now, your agent's in the works about playing somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you have any clue about where you might be going, where you want to go maybe? If you're comfortable with talking about it.
Definitely. Obviously I'm still thinking about going to school.
Okay.
I don't have my degree, so I'm looking at maybe going to school and getting that, and then maybe kicking it to Europe after that.
I was gonna say
but we'll see. We'll just hear it out and let the summer play out and
it's a
that
big
kind of
summer.
thing, and decide which route I want to take.
Cool.
Yeah.
I've heard great things about playing over in Europe. Real good things.
Yeah,
it's like it is a different game, but
it's but you can make a lot of money, which is really attractive, and you get to see the world. And
of course, have you ever been to Europe?
I haven't.
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
you'd love
so it would it'd be cool.
You have any buddies over there?
Yeah, I got a lot of guys that either I played with or whatnot, played against that are over there, and they love it. Like obviously, I think it's more of an older thing. I feel like once you go there, it's hard to come back and play in North America, and so guys normally go at the end of their careers, but maybe get my degree and find a girlfriend or.
You're single right now?
Something, yeah, and then...
It's tough.
No. And then kick it over there and enjoy life.
Well, you could do school like over there, couldn't you? You can just do it like online, or I guess that'd be tough.
It's tough. But which is good over there is like they have the international break, so like the international, like wherever country you're playing in will have like an international break where the international players will go play in tournaments versus other countries in Europe.
How long's the break?
I think there's one right before Christmas for a week, and then one probably a month or two after Christmas for a week. So I think there's 2 like week-long breaks where the North Americans will just travel and go to other city or go to other countries and stuff like that, and which would be cool to do, just to
definitely. There's so many things. Are you a history guy? Do you care about that stuff at all?
Not really, but like I'd like to see it.
Even if you don't, like the architecture.
Yeah,
there's just so much to see.
Yeah,
and the bars are incredible. Women are incredible. Everything's incredible about it. And you go to some places and it's not even that expensive.
No,
like it's like €1 for a beer, which equals out to like $2 Canadian.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what the rate is, but. Yeah, it's a great. If I could live over there, I would, man. It would be a great experience, especially now that you're young.
Maybe just play for 4 or 5 years and,
dude, save up some money, come back here, buy a house.
Yeah,
you're pumped.
Yeah, which is guys go over there too a lot. Is the teams over there pay for the taxes? So like it's basically you're taking home tax-free euro, so you're making a lot more money.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a huge factor.
Yeah. So and then they give you a car and. Some places they'll give you a cell phone and you get your apartment paid for, and
dude,
so it's pretty good, and you play a lot less games, so I think you play like 40-45 games over there, so it's definitely a lot easier on the body, especially when you're getting older. And
well, even in the European League, it's a less physical game.
Yeah,
I saw a game in
the Big Ice
Prague. Yeah, I saw a game in Prague 2 years ago. completely different game than over here.
Yeah.
No hitting, penalties called all the time, so there's always power plays.
Yeah.
It is kind of exciting, but if you're like the physical aspect of it, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot easier on the body for sure. You know who is absolutely is a legend over there in Prague, Czech Republic?
Yogs.
He's on cereal boxes.
Yeah.
He's on cereal boxes. He's on bus stop signs.
Yeah, he's
on
God over there.
Billboards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What else did I see him on?
That guy's just not giving it up, right?
No, absolutely not. He was on the Adidas store in downtown Prague. Like, the guy's a legend over there. Yeah. Where soccer is huge, and he's just everywhere. Yeah,
he's
incredible.
He's God. They love him, and rightly so. He's
the GOAT.
Yeah, he's what, 46, 45, 44?
No, I thought he was older. I thought he was pushing 50.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure, but the guy still loves playing hockey and single and loving life.
Do you see that thing where
he's got a ton of money and
Oh, I heard he was in debt a bit, or that's why
it might have been. I'm not sure.
Rumors though. Did you see that picture when he slept with that girl?
Yeah, hilarious.
Of course, everyone did.
Yeah. He didn't really give a shit either.
No, he didn't. Yeah. I wanted to talk to you about, what was it? Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you look for in a coach? But I'm pretty sure you covered that with with the Subway stuff, with Crosley and stuff like that. We're running up on an hour here.
Anything else?
I pretty much covered everything I wanted to ask you about. Yeah. You're a great storyteller, so if like Europe doesn't work out, you could maybe do something, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta find something. Maybe.
We gotta get Johnny Landry over here.
Yeah, we do. And get him on the podcast.
Yeah, I bet that guy has stories for days. Anyone that hugs a stranger. Guest. Say that again.
He'll be a special guest for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd be great.
We'll get him.
Guy's got a ton of stories.
We'll get him some high button gitch.
Yeah.
So Liam knows this guy.
Yeah, he lived with him actually. Well, he probably spent 2 years with him, and I spent 1.5 years. So, off the record, he's got so many stories that he probably can't say on the podcast, but it'd be just
all right. We'll get him on.
Yeah, well,
if he turns into a rock star, he'll be coming to Halifax.
Yeah. He thinks he's selling out the Metro Center like in the next week or something, but we'll see.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, Ryan, thank you for joining, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, buddy.
Good luck back in Toronto. When you come back, we'll have to grab a beer sometime.
Yeah,
I saw. What did you guys do the other day? Yesterday? You and Harvey, or you and someone on social media? You were drinking a beer. Where'd you guys go?
Oh, we were at the Pint.
Oh, the Pint.
Yeah,
how was that?
The first time I was there. It was
good.
Yeah, since they did all the renos, it's nice.
Have they built the bar up top yet?
You know what? When we were there, they were looking at it. I don't know if
there's a bunch of
started it or not, or I think they're trying to do something similar to what they have downstairs, like on a patio.
Nobody knows. I have this conversation like once a day with different people. No one knows what's going on. Some of the best nights in the summer are up at Argyle,
especially midsummer. It doesn't get any better.
No, so hopefully they build that patio. If anyone at the Pint is listening, hopefully that gets built.
Yeah, you'll see us there.
I'll be there for sure. Big networking night.
Yeah, network.
All the hockey guys there. All right. So Ryan, thanks again.
Yeah,
appreciate
it.
Appreciate it. Everyone that's listening, make sure to go to the iTunes page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I think that's it. And then if you could like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, I would highly appreciate it. Tons more content coming. I'm trying to pace these podcasts. We could do one every single day if we wanted, but I'm trying to even out the talent. It's great that it's the summertime and everyone is back in the city, so there's tons of people to pick from. I'm trying to get everyone on. We're going to make everyone happy. I appreciate it. I love you guys. See you later.